on the dot on a beautiful, beautiful, oh, the skies are clear. It is gorgeous. It is Monday morning, November 11th. Rise and shine, my friends. This is Coffee Talk on a beautiful start to the day. I'm WESH 2 first warning meteorologist Eric Burris here in Central Florida. We always chat just about 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully getting your day started off on the right note. Let's start off with just kind of a picture outside. There's a shot in Port Canaveral. There's, what is that, the Canaveral Princess there on the left. You've got one of the Disney cruise ships off in the distance, and the skies are looking absolutely stunning. Just up the shoreline a little bit, New Smyrna Beach. Little bit of a haze here. Kind of some rough surf from time to time. Fog, ground fog, that kind of thing. Either way, just some lowered visibility. Could be some salt spray, that kind of a thing. Let's head inland, see what's doing. Actually, you know what? No, the Kennedy Space Center camera's been down for a little bit. We need to get some of these fixed. Kind of watching some of these tower cams dropping off like flies. Heading over to the Orlando area. There's downtown. Lake Eola's nice and quiet. Looking very nice. The WESH 2 Studios tower cam. Traffic not too bad. And let's go up to Ocala. We can end there. See what's doing. How pretty. How pretty. The Christmas tree is up. It looks like there's some crews working on other trees, that sort of thing. All right. All right. I'll take that. I'll take it. It is a beautiful, beautiful morning in paradise. Temperatures are comfortable, but again, we're not into cool readings. Got to tell you, I had a couple of people email asking about our live radar. They were trying to, I continuously try to give the information on, like, here's how to get our live radar on the app. And a couple of people were like, live radar is not working. We have to call tech support because something's fakakta. It looks like with the computer, something about, so there's a computer in the top of the tower. We think that one's fine. We didn't climb it yesterday, but there's definitely something fakakta downstairs on they call it the B computer, the downstairs computer. So at any rate, our live radar is down, which means we have to use the National Weather Service live radar. This is a live look out of Melbourne. We get a live feed on it too, don't you worry about it. Sweeping around, loop it, not really picking up on anything. There's a couple of showers up here to the north, so let's tap into the Jacksonville live radar. And you kind of see some showers kind of cruising through Tallahassee along the I-10 corridor. So that's what's going on. We still have a complete purview of what's going on. So we're not without situational awareness. Have plenty of radars with access. Temperatures out the door. Hey, at least it's in the upper 60s at Orlando International Airport, 69 there. I'm at the Sanford Airport. It says 71 there. I'm over by the hangars. It says 74. So there you go, 68 outside in Ocala and 70 degrees in Palm Coast. Forecast today looking beautiful. Remember, today is Veterans Day. It's an opportunity for us to thank those that have served, thank those supporters of military folks, the advocates, whether it's the family members or the friends, anybody who has been touched by a veteran. So thank you to all that have served. Thank you that are currently serving, and to all that support those those servicemen and servicewomen. Thank you so very much. All right. Today, couple of sprinkles, mix of clouds and sunshine. 82 11 a.m., 84 by 1 p.m., and 86 degrees our high temperature today. So it's going to be another nice warm day. Average high temperature sits at 79 degrees. So we are clearly not an average. As a matter of fact, here's the temperature regime kind of around Central Florida. To give you an idea, yeah, we are not getting to averages today. 86 in Orlando, 85 in DeLand, 83 degrees in Titusville, 84 degrees in Melbourne. And aside from a sprinkle or so, we're looking nice and dry. Today, could see a couple of launches, as a matter of fact. Falcon 9, and then I believe that there was another one. Forgive me, we don't have the forecast prepared for it. But at any rate, booster recovery weather is the concern. So at least the weather at the Cape is looking just fine. So, and I'm not going to go look it up right now because that's not a big story. The weather's looking just fine. Okay. All right. Muggy meter. Let's chat a little bit about this. We are humid today. We are humid tomorrow. But Wednesday, Thursday, dew point temperatures are starting to drop. And that's a big deal. because the humidity drops, our comfort starts to change. Oh, it's going to be great. Here's the overall setup. Sunny skies, look to our north. There's a cold front. That cold front is going to sneak through late tonight into tomorrow morning, and it's just going to kind of start a really nice stretch of weather effective like midweek. But it's this one right here, my friends. Look at Wednesday, look at Thursday into Friday. That little guy there moving our direction, that is going to make all the difference. And yes, that does mean we're going to be talking about an actual cold front with actual cold front temperatures. So get ready for it. Get ready because we've got some changes coming our direction, and I love every bit of it. All right. So let's chat about the 7-day forecast. And listen, we're going to spend most of the time today on the tropics, but I do want to make sure we're good for our 7-day forecast. So Veterans Day, 86, nice and warm, nice sunshine. Tomorrow, nice and warm. Look at Wednesday, look at Thursday, look at Friday. We get some of these fronts moving through. The first front helps to pop the heat bubble in the afternoon, helps to put us back to where we should be this time of year or in the ballpark. The second front coming into Friday, that's going to help our morning lows, put our morning lows better. So very bottom, normal high 79. So we'll be in the ballpark effective like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's outstanding. Then the second front helps to put us closer to where we should be in the mornings, because the reality is these mornings should be nice and cool. Certainly not there now, but I digress. So really great looking 7-day forecast. Really, really great looking 7-day forecast. I love that. All right. So before we go any further, questions about that? Questions, comments, concerns, anything? We looking good? Frank says yes, please. Right? Like this is good stuff. So some stuff to talk about in the tropics. Yes, yes, Mickey, we're gonna get to it for sure. Yeah, we're gonna get to the tropics. Thank you, Janice. I need a haircut in the most desperate way. I have a haircut on Wednesday. I skipped my last haircut, so I usually go quite often. Skipped it. Just didn't have the opportunity to. So we're gonna go. We're gonna do the things. But thank you. So you like it longer? Interesting. Well, we're gonna get it cut short again. Nice chop down. All right. Debbie says this is a good-looking forecast, y'all. I've said this so many times, right? Like I am not ever going to hype the weather unless it's a cold front. If it's a cold front, I'm going to hype the snot out of it. So there you are. There's the snot being hyped. Okay. All right. Now, that said, let's talk about things for a minute. Let's look at Friday afternoon. Friday. I have to type the correct day. Let's look at Friday afternoon. That's already stunning, right? But let's look at Saturday morning. Are y'all ready? Strap in. Hold on. Oh my goodness. That is so nice. 53 in Ocala. Oh man. 62 in Orlando. 59 in Sanford. I love that so much. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, suffice to say, we have some really lovely weather coming in. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about the tropics. Um, it's the Ides of November or thereabouts, and I can't believe it, but we have something to watch. Out into the Caribbean right now, nothing really. There's some little areas of moisture, but nothing significant. But it's this area once again that the computer models are saying could see some development. Not in the short term, but in more of a long-term stretch, a 7-day kind of time frame. All right. So that's something we're watching. All right. Now, the reality is, you could say, like, well, it's November. We really shouldn't have to be watching hurricane season. It's still hurricane season. It may be the very end, but here it is. Okay. So the other reality is conditions are actually favorable for tropical development, right? Let me pop up the map and we're just going to look at the sea surface temperatures there. Remember, I have to pull up the live rate. Give me a second. I got to get this turned around. All right. Yeah. All right. So let's go down to the Caribbean here. Click the old sea surface temperature button. Remember, sea surface temperature of 80 degrees is what you need for tropical development. Look at the Caribbean down here. Would you believe it? Yeah, even the loop current is in the upper 80s. Now, closer to shore, it drops off very quickly, right? Okay, so the waters are still plenty warm in the Caribbean for tropical development. So there's that. Okay, the more you get into the Gulf, the more that drops off. So this is why, looking at the tropics, yeah, we've got a medium likelihood of seeing something. So what are the models saying? Okay, all right, and I just cannot believe that we're doing it, but it's still hurricane season. I just don't want to be doing it, but here we go. All right. So this is and you still, by the way, Raphael is no longer a tropical system, but the area of low pressure is still there in the Gulf. So it's at least something that we're watching. Okay. All right. So we'll roll through time here. And Raphael blah, 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 doing whatever it's doing. But right there, that's the 13th, 14th. So that's late this week. We'll already start to be watching an area of low pressure deepening in the Caribbean Sea. There it is. Something else off the shoreline. There's the fronts moving through, right? All right, just kind of hanging out, scraping by the Yucatan Peninsula. This is next Tuesday, the 19th. All right, there's the 20th, the morning of the 20th. That's 7 a.m. Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. Okay. And I don't like that at all. What pressure is that? 980 low, which in wind, I mean, that's a hurricane. Yeah. The GFS is wanting to put in a hurricane. So, dislike. All right, and then it moves it along, kind of stalls, it gets picked up, absorbed, and then high pressure builds in. All right, so that's that. Let's go back a model run. There's Raphael. Pressures are deepening. 18th, 19th, 20th. Nothing significant. All right, there's some formation. And then it kind of gets caught because it's later. So the 0Z run was slower to develop, thus it gets caught with the front and stuck down south. A very real scenario as well. Go back 2 model runs. This is the 18Z from last night. Hey, buddy, slow down. All right, there's development, slower, further south, hanging around Jamaica. Ugh, that would not be fun for Jamaica, keeping it further south. So at the end of the day, all depending on when it develops and where it develops, right? All right, let's look at the European. This is the 6Z, right? Develops further south. Look at that. The European control on the 0Z is putting a hurricane into South Florida. How interesting. That's around the 19th, 20th, mid next week. Okay. Let's look at the Euro AI model. Developing. Picking up that energy, kind of picking it along a front and then moving it through us. Let's rewind. Let's look at the Canadian. The Canadian's developing it further north. Kind of hangs around Central America, up the Yucatan, then gets picked up by a front. Look at, I know where that's going. Yeah. Love that. Around the 21st. All right. So, suffice it to say, my friends, it clearly looks like the models are starting to discuss this idea that hurricane season may not be done yet for us. Awesome. Love that. So then, of course, ensembles come into play. Let's look at the ensembles. Let's get an idea of what they're saying, right? So let's pull up. This is the American GFS model ensembles. Okay. That's Tuesday. That's Wednesday of this week. Thursday, starting to deepen some members. There's your low location. So we're starting to see some low locations here, right? That's Saturday night this weekend. There's Sunday. Monday, starting to spread those ensemble members out, right? Yeah. So there's a good number of ensemble members that are showing something around there. That's the GFS ensemble. Let's go back. Let's look at the European ensemble. Thursday, Friday, decent amount of ensemble members with lowering pressures. And yeah, okay, good times. Not. All right. So I don't really know what to say. It's obviously not something that we want to be discussing, but the models are still, it's still early, but the models are hinting at it, and the reality is the National Hurricane Center is discussing this as a possibility as well. So there you go. Medium, 40% likelihood of development. It does not mean something's going to come and it's going to hit us. It just means that we're watching this area for formation and that there are indications that something may try to form. Outside of that, where it goes and when it starts to develop is going to be a significant player in its eventuality and its eventual paths. Okay. So there you go. Interesting, right? It's interesting. I know Laura says maybe I should hold off scheduling some Christmas decoration installs. Man, I don't know. I don't know that I would be holding anything off. It's just at this point, it's just something to watch. Time to pillage Costco with all the toilet. Don't go buying all the toilet. Jeez Louise. Um, Storms can happen. So this, when I was looking at some information on this last week, Manolfi and I were looking, and it was like, okay, so when was the latest? We know for a fact. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. We know for a fact that Florida tropical named systems during the month of November love to impact Florida. Okay, so we know that. No Texas, Louisiana, or Mississippi storms. So we know Florida is where this time of year storms like to go, right? So then we said, all right, of those, what were hurricanes? And we know that there have been 3 hurricanes on record. There, of course, a couple of years ago, we had Hurricane Nicole, we had Hurricane Kate, and Hurricane Yankee. So which one was the latest storm to ever strike Florida? And when was that? And we found that it was Hurricane Kate. Interestingly enough, November 21st, 1985. That was the latest hurricane on record to strike Florida. November 21st, back in 1985. So I'm saying this just to say, like, it has happened before. I'm not saying it's going to happen again. I'm strictly saying though that like Florida has gotten a hurricane that late. So anyway, um, interesting stuff. Hopefully that isn't a problem. I will tell you, and I will promise you, we will watch it. We will keep you updated. I will make sure you know every little bit. Yeah. All right. Every little bit. I'll always show you the model data. And you know that it means I'm going to do those little short videos in the afternoons to keep you up to date with the model data and all that fun stuff. See, and this week I thought I was going to be able to do those short videos on cold fronts. I guess I'm going to have to do both. Shucks. All right. So, questions, comments, concerns about anything? All right. We kind of have an idea of what's going on. All right. Anything at all? Next, good question. Next, this is the other thing. I really wish the next name on the list was Tony. Like in this moment of time, my heart really wants them to name something silly, just because I want Tony to be that system in the Caribbean. But no, the next name on the list is Sarah. So there's your 2024 hurricane season names. Sarah is the next name on the list. And by the way, just a reminder, like, yes, of course, we do coffee talk every day at 8 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow, Jeremy and I will have you covered with tracking the tropics. So we'll also have you covered there. Yeah. So we got you covered. Okay. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. Mike says, recycle next year, maybe busy Florida. So this is where it gets interesting. Okay. So discussing with former intern of mine, is this the recycle of Milton? Think about it. It's about 42, 43 days or so. Could this be Milton, or is this another thing? We have to figure that out. We have to see how it all plays out. So that's the fun of observing all of these cycles and the weather pattern and all of that fun stuff. But that's a part of it. That's a part of the forecasting that we do. So yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Call your friends at National Hurricane Center and have them name a thunderstorm Sarah. So this one will be Tony. Wouldn't that be great? Oh man, I would love that. All right. Anything else? Anything else at all? No. All right. I'm going to go do an instrument flight. Today we are going to file an IFR flight plan, and we're going to go all the way to Melbourne. I know it's not far in the grand scheme of things, but I'm going to do the entire flight under the hood. So that's going to be fun. It's clear as a bell, so I've got to do it under the hood because it's not like I'm going to be flying through a bunch of clouds. So anyway, if you see a little Cessna going into Melbourne, it may be me. All right. All right. That's all I got. You good? Everybody good? I'm going to go pre-flight this airplane and go have some fun. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. Take care, everybody. Be good. Be well. I'll update you on the tropical stuff a little bit later on this afternoon with one of those short little videos. And of course, we'll do Coffee Talk again tomorrow morning.